Oh, hello! My name is Mara and welcome to Books Like Whoa. So I have a different kind of video for you guys today. I got inspiration from a video that Girl About Library did. I will link that in the description box below, where she was talking about like the 100 books on her TBR. Now, some caveats, because I basically want to do a version of this because I found it really interesting. Like I really liked seeing like, oh, these are all the things that like you have on your list to read. Here are my caveats. 1, I own, I think 1,700 books, something like that. And of those 1,700, I believe 11 to 1,200 are ebooks. So first of all, there's that. Second is when I'm talking about TBR, I'm only talking about books that I actually own. So there are a ton of other books on my radar, like Goodreads has a lot of them, where either they haven't come out yet or I'm planning to get them from the library, whatever. So like that's a whole thing and I'm not including that in this. And then third, like I was talking about with my physical ebook divide, I'm only gonna be talking about my physical book TBR, because I recently, when I moved, I did like a bookshelf reorg. These are new bookshelves and I did a reorg. And I made like the center shelf here all of the books that are on my, what I would call my active physical TBR. So of those 1,700 books, I'd say like I've read probably 700 of them, 800 of them. And then like I try to keep it so that most of the books that I have in my collection I haven't read yet. I'm only holding on to books, physical books at least, that I actually like have read and loved for the most part. So I also have what I call an active TBR to kind of prioritize which books I'm wanting to read imminently. So all those caveats to say, what we are talking about today are the books on my active TBR that are in physical form. Now, some of these have a companion book that I have in ebook form, and I will mention that if that's the case. That's also on my active TBR, but today I'm just talking about the physical ones. So let's hop right in. I'm gonna be going, I have these alphabetized roughly, so that is the order that I'll go in. Getting Things Done, The Art of Stress-Free Productivity by David Allen. The Iron Curtain, The Crushing of Eastern Europe, 1944 to 1956 by Anne Applebaum. The Calorie Myth by Jonathan Baylor. Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo, and I do also have Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo in ebook form, which is also on my active TBR. So this duology. Suspense and Sensibility by Carrie Bibris. The Denial of Death by Ernest Becker. Unfair, The New Science of Criminal Injustice by Adam Benferredo. Blessed, A History of the American Prosperity Gospel by Kate Bowler. The Death of Christian Britain by Caleb Brown. Self-Editing for Fiction Writers by Rennie Brown and Dave King. The Decline and Fall of the British Aristocracy by David Carradine. David Carradine. The Underdog and Other Short Stories by Agatha Christie. An Autobiography by Agatha Christie. We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. Sweet Ruin by Kresley Cole. I also own all of the books prior to this one in e-format, and I believe I've read the first 6 or I read probably the first 7 in this series, so I have an additional, let's say 7 or 8 ebooks that are also on my active TBR that go in this Immortals After Dark series. The Moonstone by Wilkie Collins. The Web of Life by Fritjof Capra. Don't know how to say that one. The Supper of the Lamb by Robert Farrar Capon. Truth Witch and Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. Born Again Bodies, Flesh and Spirit in American Christianity by R. Murray Griffith. Strangely Beautiful by Leanna Renee Hyber. How to Run with a Naked Werewolf by Molly Harper. Highland Dragon Warrior by Isabel Cooper. Love this cover. And by love, I mean don't love. The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. Johannes Cabal, The Fear Institute by Jonathan Howard. The Buried Giant by Kaza Ishiguro. Strange Gods by Susan Jacoby. Winter Song by S.J. Jones. Truly Devious by Maureen Johnson. The Science of the Magical, From the Holy Grail to Love Potions to Superpowers by Matt Kaplan. The Beekeeper's Apprentice by Laurie R. King. Sleeping Beauties by Stephen and Owen King. The Sixth Extinction, An Unnatural History by Elizabeth Colbert. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. Fat Chance, Beating the Odds Against Sugar, Processed Food, Obesity, and Disease by Robert Lustig. Dr. Olaf von Schuyler's Brain. by Kirsten Minger Anderson. The Groves of Academe by Mary McCarthy. The Suffragette Scandal by Courtney Milan. We Others by Stephen Millhauser. Penin by Vladimir Nabokov. America's God, From Jonathan Edwards to Abraham Lincoln by Mark Knoll. The Romance Reader's Guide to Life by Sharon Pywell. What Remains by Kara Radzawell. The Anatomy of Violence, The Biological Roots of Crime by Adrian Rain. And 3 from Marilyn Robinson, Housekeeping, The Death of Adam, and The Givenness of Things. The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. Sex at Dawn, The Prehistoric Origins of Modern Sexuality by Christopher Ryan and Casilda Jetha. And the Darker Shade of Magic trilogy from V.E. Schwab. I have A Darker Shade of Magic out on audio from the library, and then I have A Gathering of Shadows and A Conjuring of Light. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. The latest 2 entries in the Side Changeling series, so An Allegiance of Honor and Silver Silence, both by Nalini Singh. The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. Party Girls Die in Pearls by Plum Skies. Feel Free by Zadie Smith. Becoming Wise, An Inquiry into the Mystery and Art of Living by Krista Tippett. Life in Code, A Personal History of Technology by Ellen Ullman. Radiance by Catherine M. Valenti. Artemis by Andy Weir. Stoner by John Williams. Diving Bells by Lucy Wood. Pure White and Deadly, How Sugar is Killing Us and What We Can Do to Stop It by John Yudkin. And finally, Writing the Blockbuster Novel, revised and updated by Albert Zuckerman. Whew, okay, so that is, I believe, around 65 to 70-ish books that are on my physical TBR. As you guys can tell, for physical books, I do tend to have more of my nonfiction in physical form than my fiction. So if we were including my ebook TBR, there would be a lot more fiction. But yeah, I don't tend to always get that in physical form until I already know that I like it. So that being said, if you saw any books on this list that you thought looked particularly interesting, let me know. If you've read any of these, let me know what you thought of them. No spoilers, please, but you know, let me know if you yay or nay on something, if you think it's worth my time. Yeah, I would just love to hear any feedback that you guys have below. Let me know what you guys thought of this, if it's worth me trying to do this for my ebook collection. You guys can let me know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. So, yeah, I think that will do it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do like, subscribe, follow me on the social medias if you are so inclined. I have all that information listed in the description box below. And I think that will do it. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will just talk to you soon. Bye!